Hello everyone, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing my Leo gang their message for the week of August 8th through August 15th, 2022. And so we have here for the Leos out of the Light Seers Tarot, two cards come out by themselves. Of course, this is the Emperor, so there's a lot of energies coming in with the Ace of Wands, of course. And then following that up, we have the Two of Wands. So looking to explore, there's a lot of internal desires, maybe feeling defeated at times with the Devil, High Priestess. Overall, going to get your justice though, and really focused, of course, on your dreams here with the Star. That's such a beautiful card. I love that so much. I was very drawn to purple today. Obviously, that's why I put purple on, but so I really am drawn to that card today, the Star. Beautiful card. So Leo, I'm really feeling today there is a question here of what is your reality? Are you able to decipher, distinguish, be discerning within your reality? I think that it's important to understand like what's real, what's facts, and what's cold hard truth and facts, and then really taking a step back to kind of decipher what is the illusion, right? I feel like there's things that are within your reality that are elusive, so to speak, like things that kind of come in and out and in and out. And so I feel as though there's a bit of wishful thinking though on your part, because I feel like you could be reading into things and you're not really reading into things or realizing that you're reading into things. You see it as more like I'm just going with the flow, right? And so it's really important for you to kind of take that step back to kind of look at the bigger picture so that you can see what it is that's really happening. Allow that fog to lift a bit. Allow yourself to gain some clarity and get a grasp on the whole situation as you are making decisions and moving forward. So, I think you have laser focus right now. I think you're very focused, and I think that this is something to kind of put into question here. Is your focus and what you're being focused on something that you should be focused on? Because I think that it's very easy right now for you to get sidetracked, right? I do feel overall throughout all of this too, it's important for you to be mindful that you have a tendency possibly to self-depreciate at times. So I feel like any little mistake that you might make at this time, you would have a tendency to possibly belittle yourself a little bit. Maybe you're a little bit modest about what you're really bringing to the table. Maybe you put a lot of demands on yourself. Maybe you put a lot on your plate. And overall, it's important for you to be patient with yourself through this whole process, right? And I think that even though you might not be able to be with the person that you want to be with, I feel like there's, a tendency for you to want to spend more time with other people. You're a very social being. You might have a tendency to want to be with somebody that you can't be with right now, or spend time with that person, or maybe in taking that step back to kind of gain clarity, you really still want to spend time with that person, but this is also important because you have to honor yourself, you have to cherish yourself. And so that song by Stephen Stills, I actually get the lyric for love the one you're with. And so that's you, right? You want to really shift your focus and bring it in and start to do things for yourself that you need to do for yourself. I do feel like in that there will be a bit of surrender. You'll kind of get out of your own way, release the resistance to everything, and help to bring in everything that you need throughout that whole thing, throughout the whole process, right? But I think that I do feel like you may feel as though there is this tendency right now. Yes, I am leaving it up to the cosmos, right? Like I'm leaving it all up to the cosmos, and I'm not really trying to put all of my expectations or worries onto this situation. But I think subconsciously you might be doing that. So just be mindful of that because it's still going to affect this outcome. Now, remember ultimately that in leaving that up to the cosmos, in that surrender and taking that focus off of what is happening externally and bringing it back in and shifting that focus to the internal and what's going on with you, you are shifting into a perspective of your own power, right? And with that, it's focusing on ultimately what you have control of, what you can control, and it starts with love of self. And that's when you recognize your own power, and that is really important, okay? And so with that, you're going to create this resiliency, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But, ultimately, I feel as though you might be perceiving this situation to have put you into some like rather unfortunate situation, you might be perceiving this as a dangerous situation, dangerous for your emotions, right? Not any physical harm. So please don't think that I wouldn't, I'm not feeling anything in that way, but it's just a difficult situation, right? The word plight kind of comes through with that. So it's almost like you've been indirectly deliver this huge blow, right? So no one's like hitting you, but it's like an emotional blow to you. Maybe you got like some bad news delivered to you or something, and you are feeling, incapacitated in some way. And what I feel with that is it's almost like somebody could be frozen in fear out of receiving this news. Somebody could have hysteria. They could be crying and shaking. Either way, I just feel like it's you are incapacitated in some way, and you really just feel like you can't function after receiving this news. And so in this, you can navigate this a lot easier if you are creating that resiliency within yourself and recognizing your own power, understanding what you can and cannot control, right? And so how are you reaffirming your power to navigate this is the big question, right? And so we really want to start to understand, using affirmations and mantras and creating that and stepping into your own power. But it is a bit of a mind over matter situation. Like what you believe that you can achieve and what you believe your limitations are, those are your limitations, or those are your abilities and capabilities, right? So I think that that's, the most important part of that is realizing that you have a lot more power than you think you do, okay? Not assuming, right? We don't want you to jump to any type of conclusions or any assumptions, make any assumptions about the situation or a person, because that's not going to help the situation. In fact, it probably is going to just make the situation worse. So I just feel that, it's something, this situation or this is something that you want so badly, and it's almost like you've been putting so much effort into this. It's like you endeavor and wait. So it's like you're efforting and then you're waiting. You are practicing some sort of a pause, but you're waiting. So you're waiting for that result after you effort, right? So you're trying really hard and then you're waiting to see if there's been any result, right? So you're putting a lot of effort forward, but there really is no expansion. There's no growth. There's no results being shown after you do that. And it's more like because it takes two people, right? It's a trial and error situation. And so I feel this is like almost like you didn't really know what was going to work. And so you're just trying many things. You're just trying different things on for size. And it's like learning to ride a bike, except this bike doesn't have two wheels. It just has one. And so it's a unicycle. And that's really difficult to keep the balance on. And so it takes a lot of a skill. So it's almost like you're getting frustrated. You're seeing this as a scandalous situation, so to speak, and there's going to be an outcry, right, where your frustration builds, you become angry, there could be a shouting match. And I feel all in all, with this devil card, what I get with that is it's almost like it's like a devilish look in somebody's eyes, right? So you can tell when someone is lying, or this person in particular, I guess, is lying by looking in their eyes. You'll know when they're telling the truth, and you'll know when they're lying. You just have to look in their eyes. And so again, I just feel overall, though, in the end, it's all going to come out in the wash. It's nothing that you need to worry about, because the truth will come out. The truth will be known in the future here. It's not that serious for you, though. You don't need to make this a big, serious thing. It doesn't need to be as stressful as it is for you, because it's not your problem. This is nothing that you need to worry about, okay? Overall advice, we have the Hanged Man. In fact, I was inclined to see this in a reverse. So, anyhow, I just wanted to throw that out there for those that do read in the reverse. But, I really feel like you could feel right now like you're at a bit of a crossroads, right? Where you could take a different path and have a completely different outcome. So you've got a lot of options in front of you. I do feel like if you're looking at this situation with a love interest, this person could be putting themselves first at all times, and that makes this really difficult, and it's completely useless for you to just try to put yourself out there as some sort of a martyr for the relationship to really try to make it work. It's not going to work like that. And so, I get this whole feeling like you're wanting this person to put a ring on it, right? And, I feel as though this is a time for you to take that step back and really allow the universe to try to work things out for you, right? Let the universe do the work, right? And you can just kind of kick it. And so do your own thing and find what makes you happy, do what makes you happy, and bring in that joy and magnetize beautiful things to yourself. So I think in the end, there will be a revelation. I think that truth will be revealed to you. You will get some sort of a news. It could happen this week, but again, time is relative in the spirit world. So it can be a little complicated. It can look a little complicated right now. You could feel like this is totally complicated. In fact, I feel as though it makes you sick to your stomach on some level. Now, I feel when I say that, I don't feel like it is more of like a nauseated. You could actually be physically feeling ill from this, but I think it's more of like GI issues in that there is this like drying up, right? So like a constipation, but it's like emotional constipation, right? Because there's just undigested emotions that need to be purged. You need to digest them and move through that, right? And so with that, it's like you refuse to give up on old ideas, old beliefs, old systems, right? And it's keeping you stuck in this pattern. And so you're very fixated. You could be very stuck in the past and kind of preoccupied. Your mind can be very preoccupied with thoughts related to this situation, but it really is like subconscious behaviors and patterns that you're really clinging to that keep you stuck in this, right? But once you're able to recognize and overcome that, you'll realize that this situation no longer serves you, and you'll be ready to let that go, right? So I feel as though it's as if you're not progressing in that way. But to help you to work through some of those emotions, you're still not working through some of those emotions because it's a deeper issue. It's a pattern that you need to let go of. So if you need to acknowledge that pattern, ask the angels to help you to release that. If you need to get a healing session, whatever that looks like for you to help you to work through that, journaling, bring it forward so that you can heal it, to release it. Now is a good time to do that with the energy that we have supporting us, okay? So it's recognizing ultimately, though, what you do and do not have control of. All right, so if you're able to control your mind or control your thoughts, you can control ultimately your outcome. And so with that, it's owning that discomfort that arises in certain situations, breathing through that discomfort, navigating through that situation by owning your power. And with that surrender, will you only then be able to feel energetically as if you've released enough to become light enough to once again move comfortably through this physical world. Okay, so beautiful read here that I have for you, Leo. I do so hope that this resonates for you in some way, shape, or form. If you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to do that for you. Or if you need a healing session, I can also do that for you. I can do long distance sessions via Zoom. So please don't hesitate to contact me. You can book a session with me in the square site in the description box below here on YouTube, or it's pinned at the top of my business page on Facebook if you're catching me on my Enchanted Emerald Healing Facebook site as well. So again, if you have any questions, concerns, things, comments, you can email me even if you want it to be a private. It's enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, please be kind to one another. Thank you so much. Take care.